What's going on, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this little mini series of how I am refreshing my life for the last 4 months of 2024. The last video simply talked about self-assessing, right? Going back, asking yourself those couple of questions and figuring out, okay, what am I struggling with? What have I done well? What's going right? What are my strengths? And then how can I use those strengths to help with what I'm struggling with? So I hope you have either your notebook or your notes that you took from the last one with you, because now we're going to move on to step 2 of that process. I also hope that you have your hype playlist that we talked about during the last video, you know, those songs that really get you pumped up, really get you feeling positive. I hope you have that, because you'll want to continue to listen to that as you go through these different steps. So I have my plan here, my daily grind notebook, or planner, but I'm using their lined paper. So we have self-assessed, we have done all those based on life categories. Now, here's what you need to do next. And this may be not a popular thing to do, but I believe in it. It's what I learned from the creator of the Daily Grind Planner and her process. So it works. It definitely works for me, and I think it will work for other people too. You now have self-assessed and you looked at things, right? You figured out what you also want to work towards. Because if you're struggling with some things, that is right there what you probably want to begin working on and working towards your goals. So you need to have a plan. You cannot refresh your life or reset or refocus unless there's a plan. If you don't have things in mind of what you want to accomplish, where you want to go, you're just going to keep spinning in a circle. Here's the probably unpopular opinion. You really should be writing it down. You should be writing down every day what you've got going on. Every day what your goals are. Every day what you're focused on. That's what you should be doing. I know that seems really tedious, but if you have ever or paid attention to my plan with me's or anything like that, you'll see why these are important, why the Daily Grind Planner helps with that. It takes me 10 to 15 minutes every single day to do my goals, my daily goals. So with that in mind, using the Daily Grind process, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a plan. We are going to look at 4 months from now, where do you want to be? That's all you're looking at. The next 4 months, at the end of those 4 months, what do you want to accomplish? You're also going to go back to those life categories we worked on, right? That we used to say what is going well, what are we struggling with? And that's how you're going to develop your goals. Do not panic. I will show you how the Daily Grind recommends that you use this to help build goals and build objectives and build direction, all of that. So I will be doing another plan with me. I'm hoping you watched my 4-month plan with me video that was on a couple of weeks ago. Check that out to see how I do 4 months, and then I'm going to do with this series how I do my daily planning. This time of year can be very difficult, and I get that, because one, you've got all the candy coming, you got all the yummy pumpkin spice out there, then you have, you know, your Thanksgiving dinners where you get to indulge in all the Thanksgiving things or whatever you celebrate, and then of course we have Christmas or the holidays, whatever again you celebrate, and there's all that also delicious food. So it is hard if you're, for me anyways, like if you're planning physical or you're trying to build a business, you know, it just gets very busy around this time financially, right? It also gets a little hard if you're purchasing and buying gifts or whatever for people. I can tell you this, if you can structure yourself now, in probably one of the most difficult 4 months of any given season, of any given year, you're setting yourself up for success for the next 4 months. Because if you can do it in these 4 months, you can definitely do it moving forward. So here's what I did. I went through each of those categories and I said realistically to myself, what can I obtain in those categories in the next 4 months? What is my end objective? And I wrote them down. So I'll give you my goals and objectives. And there are, I think, there is at least one goal in every category, by the way, and some I did more. And the reason I did more is because some of them are more habits than they are goals. And I'll go over all that when I do my plan with me. So here's the first thing. I started with physical because that is one of the areas I struggle with so much. And if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that. I want to, in 4 months, lose 8 pounds. That seems very small, but I also want to be realistic with myself. Again, because of the holidays and all of the things coming up, I want to be realistic. At the same time, I still want to push myself to do more and do better. So you're talking 2 pounds a month. That's all it is. Can you do that in a week? Yes. But what I'm also considering is, while I may want to lose weight, on top of that, I may gain muscle. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I have lost all this weight. It also could be that I've put on, through strength training, some muscle. So I try to be a little realistic in that goal and not aim for 20 pounds. When I was doing that, it felt so overwhelming, because I'm the type of personality that when I don't see progress, I get frustrated and I stop. So I started very small and minimal. I wanted to take my vitamins daily. That is a habit. And mind my nutrition. That's a habit. And that's also more of a standard that I need to have, is watch my nutrition. So that's for physical for 4 months. For my mental health, I do something called coffee talk time, and I'll go over that here in one of our later videos of what that looks like, but that's affirmations on a daily basis. I believe that you should have an affirmation a day to say to yourself out loud, looking in the mirror. And I also have read a book, and it was called Coffee Talk Time. It was really good. And it talked about what this individual did to develop coffee talk time or affirmation time. And then I also want to journal and read. Those are the habits. Either one of them can be a habit. Either the reading could be a habit or the coffee talk time could be a habit. But my goal is to improve my mental health, to feel better about myself versus self-loathing or self-hatred for how I look. I need to appreciate who I am, how I look, all those things. Emotional, I need to do gratitude every single day. I need to be thankful every single day for what I have. And then also to pause every day just for 10 to 15 minutes for myself, whether that's through meditation, listening to some music real quickly, even doing a workout, which I have been doing over the last 3 weeks. I have spiritual is the other category. I want a daily morning prayer and devotional. The devotional is the goal, because I do multiple scriptures along with the prayer. So that's a goal. For my home environment, I created a daily schedule for cleaning my house. I can become overwhelmed when I have to do it all in one day. I can do something to keep my house clean, then I don't get that cleaning anxiety. For socially, I want to have daily communication with my current and developing friendships, which I am doing. I try to text a friend or contact a friend or hang out with a friend every single day, making connections at our church or whatever the case may be. Then under relationships and romance, I put a goal of weekly purposeful time, meaning no phones. So not just sitting watching a show together, but not being on our phones at the same time, having that quality time. So that's a goal. For my career, I have complete 3 courses for my license. So I've shared, I'm trying to enhance my license as a minister to my general license. And I wanted to complete 3 of those courses. So I have 10 courses that I have to complete. I wanted to complete those in the next 4 months. And that's possible. That's literally a course a month. So that is very possible. And then also associated with that is I am an executive pastor of a church. So I have things that I have to get done on the operational ends of things that I have to focus on. And I have a schedule where I can do that every single day to where I don't feel overwhelmed like, oh my goodness, I have all this to do or I have all that to do. Nope. Every day I can get things done and still see success. For finance, I have Save. I've set it up to where I have automatic saving taking place. I also have an investment that I've established. So that is helping with the finance, but I want to increase that weekly amount so that I can save more money. And then I wrote this down, and I'm going to be honest, it has not become a goal because I have a couple of things I'm just really focusing on. So one of it was the hobby was to complete 1 puzzle. So I used to, during the days of when we were all locked down, I did put puzzles together, like the beautiful Thomas Kincaid puzzles. And I just don't find joy in that anymore. I used to like it, and I tried starting it back up, and it just was so overwhelming. It wasn't relaxing. So that's not happening. But I do have sign up for a blog page. And so I want to hopefully by the end of this year have a blog page. I just am the type of person, I like to do my research and I like to understand what I'm getting myself into and what's the best method. So this hobby is kind of taking a backseat compared to some of these other goals I want to focus on, but I'm still going to get that done. So that's what you need to do. I've demonstrated, I've walked you through and been transparent with all of my things that I'm focused on. I need you to do the same. go get your playlist, turn it on, sit down, write those categories out, and then come up with a goal for each. And then I'm going to show you in a few videos how that works in the Daily Grind Planner, or if you don't have a Daily Grind Planner, how you can have daily goals that will push you towards what you want at the end of 4 months. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you are able to do that. I hope you take your time to do that. Spend purposeful time for yourself to set the standard of what you want to do and how you want to end 2024. I'll see you in a little while.
Catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.